Well, nominations for the top 5 positions have concluded at the ANC's Northwest Elective Conference. Current Premier Bushy Maape and former Human Settlements MEC Nono Maloyi are going head-to-head for the position of provincial chair. The new leaders will be expected to lead the province toward the crucial ANC National Conference in December and the general elections in 2024. For more on this, we're joined by political analyst Dr John Molepo. Dr Molepo, thank you so much for your time and for joining us on this morning's program.
Good morning and morning to your viewers.
So we finally have the nominations in. Current Premier Bushy Maape and former Human Settlements MEC Nono Maloyi going head-to-head for the position of provincial chairperson. Your thoughts on the outcomes of that nomination process?
Well, I think both of them are old, first of all, and then second to that, I think Nono will take it because he has been campaigning for many years before even the IPC could have been established. So Nono has been campaigning, but what is interesting is the alignment of those who are contesting. Remember, the chairman position was contested. Actually, we had close to 5 candidates who wanted to be chairman for ANC in Northwest. So it tells you if there are 5, it simply means that the candidates will divide their votes. So it's interesting to find out who is aligned to Nono. But what I know is that Nono has long been campaigning for many years. And then I think Bushy is using the position, the proximity, the position that he has to lead the votes or to lead people to vote for him. But I think the people of Northwest will definitely defy Bushy because of his administration currently. Some do not find joy. And also he still has serious challenges with the faction that belong to Supra-Mahumapelo and many others whom he has paged. So I'm thinking that Nono stand a good chance to become one of the leaders. So interesting, but though I thought Musonori will also take in because of the ANC Youth League has all been calling for Musonori to emerge. But I think in this current time, I think Nono will take it because of, if you can check, Nono has long been campaigning for this particular position.
Well, Dr. Molepo, this morning we saw visuals of delegates leaving the Rustenburg Civic Centre after a long night of course, debates and nominations, etc., finally adopting credentials and casting those nominations. What we know now is that there have been a number of delays, a number of court challenges, particularly around the issue of the interim provincial committee. Just talk to us about that and the sort of challenges that this particular elective conference has been beset with.
Well, this conference, it is because it's hotly contested. You see a number of dispute which the IPC failed to deal with the dispute at a reasonable time. That's why we've seen the court members going out to the courts just to seek, a favor, that the court should favor. But one thing interesting, that the ANC processes has improved. That is why in each and every court decision that is, or any member who's taken the ANC loses. So I think the ANC has greatly improved in terms of their process. But what is at heart here is that close to 40 branches before this credential were adopted, the appeals haven't dealt with. So it tells you that the ANC in Northwest is a serious crisis. And then that is also, the IPC also is the one that created this particular challenge. How can you go to a conference with such number of disputes? Not only that, you have also seen how the IPC in the Northwest has failed to convene the conference numerous times. So it tells you that the administration that was leading this particular conference has serious deficiencies, and that's why the ANC in Northwest is in tatters, in a serious crisis. But we remain hopeful that after this particular conference, the ANC in Northwest will come and emerge strong so that they can garner their votes. But what is interesting, as much as these divisions are taking place in Northwest, they forget that the opposition are still going to enroll in their membership, and then the ANC will decline in Northwest this month.
I mean, I wonder though, Dr. Molepo, if we're not underestimating issues around the legality or illegality of the IPC as it stands presently. This, of course, was an issue that was raised by Mkelele Nebe in his letter of demand to the organization, essentially calling for the conference to be cancelled on the basis of the IPC being an illegal sort of committee, not having legal standing, I suppose. And essentially saying that whatever outcomes come out of this particular conference that has been constituted by the IPC is in fact something that needs to be thrown out. I mean, are we seeing a possible challenge of whatever outcomes come out of this particular conference?
Well, I don't see any challenge anymore because of any case. The ruling said the IPC should not vote. So I think that was given, that was clear. So I don't think we'll see any challenges after here. You know, people of Northwest have been longing for this particular conference. They also want to decide and start planning for their future and 2024 election and also the December conference. So I don't think currently even it can take the courts after, even can take the ANC to court after this conference. I don't think it will win. But what is interesting is the division that are there in the ANC in Northwest. I think the ANC in this particular moment, they should be reflecting deeper to ensure that coming out from this particular conference, they need to ensure that they are united in order to work for 2024.
Well, talking about the road to the December elective conference as well as the road to the 2024 general elections, in the event Nono Maloyi is actually elected as the provincial chairperson, how do you see that playing out over the course of the next couple of months and, of course, over the course of, you know, the remainder of the year? Given what we saw happening in KZN and, you know, the resignation of Sihle Zikalala in that instance, I mean, how do you see this playing out in this provincial elective conference?
Well, I think the Nono will work if he wins. I think he will try to unify the province, particularly going to 2024 December conference. But also there will be factors like Bushy and others who strongly believe that they should have worked, they should have won, and also who are also allegedly to be working with the president. So I think going to the conference, Northwest will still be divided, but they will try show unity, which will not be there. But what is interesting is that if Nono wins, are we then likely to see two centers of power or what? But I think they are going to lay it low until 2024, wherein they will appoint a new premier.
You're saying they're likely to, give the pretense of some sort of unity that is likely not to be there. Now, this is a call that was made by Deputy President David Mabuza at the conference, calling on delegates to unite. So what is the purpose of ANC leaders, continuously raising the issue of organizational renewal and unity, but clearly it not resonating with delegates, it not resonating with individuals within the organization itself? I mean, to what end are we to have the conversation around unity when clearly it's not something that is seemingly coming together for the party?
I think unity in politics is a fallacy because why I'm saying this thing is simply because people who lose, obviously, they become aggrieved. They start to plan for the next coming conference. Look at what happened with ACE. Immediately after he got elected, he said it's a matter of 5 years. So it tells you that the person is not really want to unify. It similarly applies with the person who's going to lose this particular conference will start to plan ahead. Look at Nono. Nono also planned 4 years ago. He's been planning for his particular campaign. So this issue of unity and renewal to me is a fallacy because each and everyone can just speak today and say unity, let's renew. What are we renewing? What is this unity for? So the ANC on itself, as much as they try to portray an image of unity and so on, I think they're really struggling to unify these people. But besides, we're individuals, we have serious conflicts, me and you, we can have conflict, and it can last forever. That's why the issues of ANC is a question of personality cards. That's why it's struggling to unify.
Well, Dr. Molepo, thank you so much for your time and for coming on to today's program, helping us to unpack developments coming out of the Rustenburg Civic Centre. What we know for now is that delegates have, of course, been allowed to go home and to freshen up after having spent the evening adopting credentials and, of course, casting their nominations. They are expected to go into a plenary session this morning and much later on, of course, cast their votes in that all-important elective conference. We will continue to bring you the latest out of that. That was Dr. Molepo helping us there to unpack developments out of that conference.